riding in. I think I'm feeling it now.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll watch several modern women struggle with the world of dating. From the one who tells us how she took substances on a first date, to the one who got stood up at a restaurant, and the opinion of a woman who's asked what she would do if given a free pass to cheat on her husband. I'm not asking for anything more than your like. It really helps boost the content. Drop a comment with your experience and wisdom. We always pin the best one for the community. Subscribe, and without further ado, let's get started.
Maybe I feel this way because I have not been on a lot of dates, or I just don't date a lot, or I don't go on a lot of dates. Because it just feels so unnatural and so contrived. It doesn't feel authentic. It feels so forced. It feels like I'm just sitting across from someone and I'm getting to know them and it's like a job interview, low key. And it's super awkward. And don't even get me started on the context of meeting up with someone you've never met before. That is just freaking not normal and so weird. You just see some photos, you see some writing about someone, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to choose to go and meet them. I don't know anything about them, and I'm going to sit and talk to them. I have no context of anything about them. At least if you met someone in the wild, you know, if you guys vibe together, if you get along, you have similar personalities, it makes more sense if you just meet up and maybe go on a date because it's more like chill and cash. It feels more natural that way, but to meet up with someone you don't know jack shit about and you know nothing about them, they're a complete stranger, and then you're just like one-on-one, it's so intense and does not feel natural. It actually sounds like my worst nightmare and it gives me so much anxiety. And I've done it before and I've been lucky, but it's not ideal. It's not natural as human beings to do that. We need to be in certain situations where we meet people and it's more chill. It just feels so intense to meet up in a one-on-one interaction with someone you've never met before.
Stop it. Get some help.
If you pay attention to what she says, this woman doesn't really seem to be looking for a real relationship. I say that because she mentions feeling sad about not going on many dates. In short, she's complaining about not going out much to eat for free. And let's be honest, someone who wants a lot of dates isn't looking for a partner. They're looking for entertainment, validation, or some kind of benefit. She also says she's had luck with dating apps. And I have to ask, what does she mean by luck? That she hooked up with a guy she just met? That she got a free dinner? Because if we're talking about finding a real partner, it's clear that didn't happen. So what exactly does getting lucky on a date mean to her? That's a question I'll leave for you all.
I went on a first date the other day and it didn't end well and I felt like I needed to share the story. Everything was going right. It was going fantastic. We were going to all these places, having a right laugh. I get 5 Guinnesses deep and then he offers me a snud, this weird nicotine pouch that you dissolve in your mouth. When you're first meeting someone, you shouldn't probably just take things from them and just put them in your mouth. That is not a good tip. But I was like, I'm hard as nails. I'll take one. Fucking idiot. I dissolve it in my mouth. He's like, it only lasts 10 minutes. Not even that. Well, it is dissolving. And I'm like, I don't even feel it. 5 seconds later, bitch, I feel it. I feel like I've been transported to another fucking world. It hits me like a ton of bricks. He's like, are you okay? And the reason why he's asking me this is because I look like this. Because I am terrified of what's happening to me. Yeah, no, I'm fine. But I can feel it. I can feel it happening. I'm swallowing my own spit. I'm like, don't do it, Jess. It's the first date. Don't do it. Then I do it. I throw up in my fucking hands. I'm like, bleh. And I'd like to think he didn't see it. But of course he fucking saw it. He's like, run. So I run to the bathroom. Get to the bathroom. There is the general manager of the place, a worker, and like a repairman. Oh, darling, you can't be in here. Someone's clogged the sink. There's water everywhere. I'm holding my own sick, like, please, can't speak, because if I do, I will throw up all over the fucking floor. So they're like, go into the stall, run into the stall. I throw up everywhere. I managed to get it mainly in the toilet, but also like there was some on the floor. One of the workers was like, oh, I'll clean that up. And I'm like, no. No, you are not. You don't get paid enough to do that. Second of all, it's my mess. I'll clean it up. So I get all the stuff. I'm cleaning up my own sick. Hands and knees on the floor. I tell them I'm on my first date. They're like, oof. that's harsh, throwing up on your first date. I'm like, yeah. He gave me a snooze thing. They were like, oh, yeah, we've all been there. So I'm feeling a bit better because at one point I thought the bouncer was going to kick me out or something, but it was fine. I'm cleaning up my sick and the worker turns around to me and goes, are you Jess? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I love your videos. I'm mortified. I'm absolutely mortified that one of the people that watch my videos has seen me throw up on the floor and are watching me clean up my own sick. I think I went to her, I was like, don't you fucking tell anyone about this. Oh well, I'm telling everyone now. So yeah, like he hasn't rung me back. So yeah, it went really well.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Modern women, brothers. The same one who tomorrow wants to become someone's wife is the one who, on a first date, gets intoxicated with whatever a stranger gives her. Beyond how disgusting it is that she ends up vomiting, there's the fact that she's under the influence of some substance, with a complete stranger who could have done anything to her. But women like this, when they go out with a Chad, a guy who brings nothing to the table, they don't think about consequences. They're willing to do anything for that kind of man. I'm sure that after that disaster, something else happened. That Chad got what he wanted, to get her intoxicated. Because before that, the date was going well. There was attraction. And we all know how some women act when they're intoxicated. So, brothers, draw your own conclusions.
I waited an hour for this man. An hour! I should have left at the 30-minute mark because he did tell me he was running late. And he had called the hostess to let her know that he was running late. I was running 10 minutes late. And so, yeah, we were just both late. So I get to the restaurant. Hostess tells me oh, he just called me. He said he's on his way. Da 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 da. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just sit down. And then as I'm sitting down, he texts me hey, sorry, I'm on the way. Cool. I'm like, his place is 20-ish minutes away, maybe because of night construction. 30 minutes? Cool. 30-minute mark hits. I have not heard from this boy. He's not here. He's nowhere to be seen. And I felt really awkward because I was just sitting there. So I ordered a mocktail. My mocktail came out and I was like, okay, let me drink this. But also I was researching stuff for this thing that I want to do. And I just got lost in that. And by the time I look up, another 30 minutes have passed. And I'm just like, okay, dude, what the fuck? So I text him. I'm like, hey, it's been an hour. I think we need to call it. Don't hear anything from him. I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to finish this drink, call my server and dip because what the fuck? So I dip or I ask for the check and she's like, oh my God, yeah, let me get that for you. She comes back and she's like, hey, this is completely covered. Don't worry about it. And we will give you your next drink free and a free meal. And I was like, no, I'm good. Thank you so much. I'm ready to bounce because it's a fucking Thursday night. I have better shit to be doing. So I get to the front and the hostess sees me with another girl and she's just like, oh my God, what happened? Where is he? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I haven't heard from him. And then she was like, please, sit at the bar at least. And let's get you a plate of food. I was like, no, I'm just ready to go. If he walks in, tell him I walked the fuck out. And she was like, yes, you are too hot for this shit. And I was like, absolutely. Cause yeah, when she sees him, she gonna call him a Dusty. Anyways, that's how my night's been going.
I find it funny that the dusty guy paid for the table, including her cocktail. Meanwhile, she sat there for an hour without even ordering herself something to eat with her own money. Sure, it was a date. The guy was wrong for standing her up like that, but he wasn't dusty. You know what, brothers? She could have avoided that whole experience if she had accepted a coffee date instead. In 15 minutes, she would have figured it out and walked away without a problem. If someone leaves a casual date like that, nothing weird happens. It's normal. But sitting for over an hour in a fancy restaurant without even a drink? That's just sad. Everyone notices you got stood up, or worse, they see you as some street girl, just waiting for someone to offer her a drink. Coffee dates don't come with that problem.
What's your age?
I'm 26.
I'm 30. How long have you been together?
4.5 years.
If your man gave you a guilt-free pass to have fun with any guy in the world, would you take it?
No.
Why not?
I don't think that you can come back from that. I just don't think so. Whether it's today, tomorrow, a year from now, or 10 years from now, I feel like it would affect our relationship a lot.
So if he knew that while you were with him, you were with another man, you don't think he could handle that?
No, I don't think so. And I don't think he should have to handle that. Would you handle that?
100% not.
But be honest with me.
Yes.
You're saying he couldn't handle that.
Yes.
What if you found out that he cheated on you? No. Would you still stay or would you get up and go?
I would leave.
100%.
I would walk away.
And I want her to leave as well.
Yeah.
Because something we don't do is we don't respect infidelity.
So do you guys think that men can cheat on women that they love, or that's just a myth?
100% not. Imagine cheating on a person that you say that you love and then going back home to that person sleeping next to them.
That's betrayal.
That's betrayal. That's supposed to be the closest person to you. You know how fake a human being has to be in order to do that? That's what 95% of men are right now in this living age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we're seeing here is a woman with values, someone grounded. Cheating is cheating, no matter how you try to frame it. Because in the end, that never leaves your mind, knowing that she cheated on you. And even if time goes by, of course it'll still hurt. This man has a truly intelligent woman by his side, and he's smart too, because he wouldn't accept that from any woman, just like it should be. Women like her are hard to find these days.
I am 30 and single, and I don't have kids yet, and I share a lot of content on social media talking about what my life looks like as a girl who is 30, single, and doesn't have kids. Here is what my morning looked like this morning on a Thursday. I have not been feeling well. I just went on a trip, so I feel like I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I snoozed my alarm until 8 a.m. I got out of bed, I went and did my morning meditation, I got ready for work, and then I am now waiting for my toast to toast because I am making myself some avocado toast and a latte at 9 a.m. And a lot of people on the internet seem to think that I'm selfish for living my life this way. And I just don't get it. Some people seem to think that if women don't follow traditional values, they are somehow selfish. Isn't the point of life to evolve and grow and change? And women are now showing people that you can live life in different ways and find fulfillment and joy in other ways. At this point in my life, I enjoy my mornings meditating, going on walks, having a slow morning. I am not quite ready to devote my mornings to a child. So wouldn't it be selfish of me to have a child when I am not ready to give up my freedom and my fulfillment and my joy in the mornings? Also, I want to note, it's really hard to find a partner that you want to have a child with, let alone go on a couple dates with. So right now, at this point in my life, I am seeking fulfillment and finding myself right where I'm at. So the internet can call me selfish, but I call myself at peace.
The life of a woman on the wall, single and childless, is like being lonelier than the sun at noon on a cloudless day. You know why people tell you that? Because they don't believe you. You pretend to be happy, but you're not. Also, why is it that whenever a woman talks about having kids, she frames it like she'd be giving up her freedom? Do you know how many women today find purpose in life thanks to their children? And saying, I don't want kids right now, makes no sense if you don't even have a man. So, how exactly were you planning to make that happen? Women like that are the ones who, over time, end up regretting it. Because, brothers, the wall doesn't forgive.
Okay, so I was in a toxic relationship and I knew it was toxic, but I didn't know it would turn scary until this one night. Story time. So my boyfriend lived in the middle of nowhere, Canada, in a cabin in the woods, which should have been my first red flag, but it wasn't. So I was staying with him in May, and one night he wanted to go to bed and I wanted to stay on the couch and watch TV. So he goes to his room, and then 20 minutes later, I hear him yelling and throwing things around in his room. And I was like, oh my God, what's wrong? When I saw him, it was the weirdest look in his eyes. It was like my boyfriend was gone and he was possessed by this angry monster guy. He was like, why don't you want to come to bed with me? Why don't you care about me? You're so cold. You're so cold all the time. You don't even love me. And I was like, what? I really had no idea what I had done that triggered this, because he did have anger issues and he would get mad at me a lot, but usually I could figure out why he was mad. And this time I was shocked. So I was like, I don't know. What's wrong though? And he picks up my suitcase and he throws it across the room and he's like, it's just you. You're so cold. You're going to move to LA. Never talk to me again. So it was around 1 a.m. at this point, and he was picking up my suitcase and pushing it around the room and saying that he wanted to take me to the airport and drop me off there because I was going to leave him anyway. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's totally fine. Please take me to the airport. And at that point, I knew being in like a public place was safer than being alone in this cabin with him. So I picked up whatever I saw, like that I could find of my clothes that he had thrown, put them in my suitcase, and then I let him put me in his car. And then he starts, oh my God, it was the middle of the night and he couldn't see anything on the road, and he was speeding and swerving around in the lanes and playing like the weirdest sad music and crying and yelling while he was driving. So at this point, I didn't know if I was going to make it. Like, I didn't know what he wanted to do in the car, like, because he was acting so irrational. So I decided to text my roommate, and I told her his car info and like the license plate and where I was. And I grabbed the handle and I was like, I guess I looked too scared, and he saw me texting my roommate and he was like, oh my God, you're telling your friends that I'm abusive, aren't you? Like, you're going to tell them I'm abusive. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not. I promise. I won't tell anyone. I won't tell my family. I won't tell anyone. And then he does like a huge U-turn. So he does a U-turn in the middle of the road, and he takes me back to his house and he told me to get in his room and like stay in his bed. That way I couldn't tell my family that he left me at the airport or something. And that was the most terrifying night of my, I literally stared at the ceiling the entire time because I heard him pacing outside of his door. And I locked it, but I didn't know if he was going to come in at any moment and what he was going to do to me. This might be TMI, but I had to pee really bad, and I couldn't use the bathroom though because he was outside of his door and I was scared of him. So I held it all night long and I didn't sleep. And then in the morning I had a UTI, and he had to take me to the doctor, and he said he loved me enough to make sure that my health was okay, even though I was so cold to him. So yeah.
This woman, on her profile, has hundreds of stories that, realistically, she'd need more than one lifetime to live through. But let's assume it's all true, though I seriously doubt it. When exactly did all of that happen? From the fight, to the airport, and then back home? Then she comes back saying it was all just because she was cold. Come on, make it make sense. And let's be honest, you don't just go off to a cabin with a man you barely know, just like that. Before a man takes you somewhere or you decide to go with him, ask yourself, is your attitude even right? Honestly, this sounds more like a made-up story than a real experience.
Women.
We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about dating modern women? What's been your worst dating experience? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.